hit record here, and hit start streaming here. Oh, I didn't do a Twitter.
How could you?
You
know, when there are 3 of you, it'll be a lot better.
Right. Yeah. As soon as it wants to.
Maybe you can be over video and podcast, then someone can be over scheduling, and then someone can be graphics.
Mayhaps.
That's a good idea.
Stream. Oh, there it was. Start streaming.
Oof, that's loud.
So sorry. I got excited and I pressed the button quickly. Welcome everybody to another episode of Cruisin the Planet. I'm your host Ethan Miller. This week we are joined by
Cole.
Shay.
Shay, you're new to the group.
I am.
You started working here. Let's turn this down. So everybody, we've got one seat open in the middle for the YouTube audience. Here, let me fix the camera. Only the most professional camera work in this industry.
Of course.
So, Cole, you're everyone who has heard that podcast before knows you. Everyone can go on to our previous episodes. But Shay, this is your first episode on Cruisin the Planet. You started Monday this week. You're our new digital media specialist. So far, what do you think?
I love it here.
Like, actually, this isn't like graded or anything.
Yes, I like it.
I'm taking grades.
You better not be. I'm fired. That's cool to know.
I don't have that kind of power.
Yeah,
I don't know what
if you all are ever looking on our social media things or anything like that, Shay is going to be our new person that deals with a lot of social media and graphics, because that's sort of your specialty. Do you want to introduce yourself? Let the people know who you are?
Sure. I'm Shay. I'm from Paris, Texas. I'm a junior here this year. And I started work Monday.
Nice.
What's your major?
Kinesiology.
What do you want to do with that?
Occupational therapy.
Oh, all right.
We were talking,
Yes.
that's the therapy that is people who, like, get injured and need to still function. And they just get old and need to keep working, right?
Yeah, like, it can be if somebody has a disability, somebody lost an arm or a leg, and they have to, like, learn how to basically live their life with their disability. That's what I want to do with it.
So cool. Yeah.
That's really nice. I've got a friend whose fiance does that, I think, up in Virginia. Is there, like, a special, like, do you plan on taking that, and does it let you move around a lot for options, or are you really trying to just, like, be in Texas afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to stay in Texas, but I will. If I get a nice job offer, I definitely would go somewhere else. But yeah.
I have, like, no knowledge of the industry. I did, like, medicine, or, like, sports trainer is what they called it in high school once, and the first time that I was on the quote-unquote job, because it was just voluntary, a kid went blind from a hit.
Oh my god.
And I very much was just done after that.
Don't want to be a part of that.
Nah, it really wasn't for me, so I consider you much braver than I, Shay, just to let you know. So, I don't have any immediate announcements. I do know that Rissa, who's sitting over there on the other side of the glass, won't be joining us because she, unfortunately, is still being voluntold as a TA, as a teaching assistant for those high flex classes. Anyone have a high flex class in here?
Sort of. So I was supposed to have a face-to-face class. One out of my 2 classes this semester is supposed to be face-to-face. And
Was this the Wednesday class you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
It was supposed to be on the Fort Worth campus. And we did our class last night. I joined over Zoom. And because they're only allowing 8 students in that particular classroom at the Fort Worth campus. So 8 people were picked. And I joined over Zoom. And then we decided that we're actually going to do next week over Zoom as well, and then reevaluate the current health situation.
Yeah.
in a couple weeks, and then we can decide if we'll go back to face-to-face.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just have been, like, remoting that whole class?
Yeah, so far.
Is it, like, just you two, so you can, like, be up on screen, wave at everybody?
No, there's actually quite a few people who are Zooming.
Got it.
Since they're only allowing 8 people in person.
No, I wanted to actually go over some of the pros and cons with y'all and y'all's experience of how these Zooms have, in total, affected classrooms. Do y'all have anything that, like, immediately stands out? Because I have, like, 2.
I mean, I have the discussion aspect. So communications is my major, or was my major, and now is my master's degree emphasis. But of course we discuss a lot.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of in-class, like, opinions thrown out and theories that we suggest. It's very difficult to have a section in person and a section online, because at least over Zoom we kind of got used to last semester kind of taking turns. But having people in person and not being able to hear them very well, if at all, besides, like, the professor, it was like we started talking over each other without realizing it. So it was very difficult.
Okay. There's not, like, a lot of that etiquette that you've built up on figuring out speaking order.
Right, and you can't really see them very well, even if there is, like, a overview webcam to see the whole classroom.
Yeah.
You're seeing the back of their heads and not, like, their faces.
Right.
So you can't tell if someone's speaking.
Shay, do you have anything in particular?
I just have trouble, like, concentrating during a Zoom lesson. Because, like...
You've taken a Zoom lesson.
Yes.
Got it.
I take one on Mondays. And, like, it's hard for me to concentrate because, like, when I'm in person, I will take notes. I feel like the notes are really good in person, but on Zoom is like they're just kind of telling you what to put in. You're like,
Yeah,
so,
that is kind of the main reason I have both of my classes in person. I'm all right with an online class, but now that they do have the access to Zoom, I just know that when they had told us online at the very beginning, when there wasn't the 3 options but there was just the 2, I was really worried that it was going to be face to face. You can ask all your questions there. You can clarification in person, and then the asynchronous option. I thought that was the entirety of online, and that quite literally like failed me a class just because the lack of communication structure that was
really
involved.
hard.
I have a lot of follow-up questions. I get confused rather easily, it seems. Especially now that I'm in a new major.
I
so
mean,
there's
and
a
those were
whole-
hard classes last semester.
That's true. Cal 2 is known to like kill people on campus. It is quite literally one of our most difficult courses here. But I know one instance, I've got an old roommate, Ryan. Hi, Ryan. He is in the Zoom part of a class I am taking in person.
Okay.
And last night, it's that night class, that 3-hour once-a-week course.
Oof, yeah.
I realized that now that I've found my thermos, so I can make coffee, take it with me, and then just be good.
Doesn't coffee make you sleepy?
No.
Why did I think that?
Caffeine is like affects me a little differently than most people. But it doesn't make me sleepy. I don't take it to go to sleep.
Okay.
That's
something else.
No, that's why alcohol was invented, Cole. So we can go to bed whenever we want.
And before, like, anesthetics.
Yeah. No, there's I have a class that's like once a week, and the camera from where I was sitting was right behind me, and so I saw him when he logged in. He hadn't blanked his screen out or muted himself, and so his face pops up, and I was like, that's a very familiar, like, smile and face of shock. Hey, Ryan, you in class right now? And he sends me a picture of the screen, and I can see myself in the video,
weird.
and I was like, look, that guy down there in the blue-red shirt, and I just turn around and wave at him. It very much felt like an instance of
it's like the third Harry Potter movie where Hermione's like, is that what my hair looks like from the back?
Oh, speaking of, I gotta get a haircut soon. This is killing me right now. It's not
you were gonna, like, embrace it.
It's not the length on top. It's the sides. It's causing it to, like, I wake up in the morning, I think there's a spider on my head.
Ooh, that's bad.
If I haven't washed my hair, because it likes to stick together in these little curls and, like, groups, which is fine and cool, and it looks nice. But when you get that padding hair on the side that grows out, that I've always never liked, because my hair grows out just straight in all areas and then curls from there. And so everything is tangled, right?
Yeah.
I need to get that all shaved off and cleaned up, man.
Mm.
It is. Ooh, it's killing me.
So, would you get clippers yourself and shave it?
The only part I don't trust myself with is the back end. Totally on the sides, 100% can do that.
You'll just have a mohawk.
Have done it. Actually, have given myself
long.
a haircut before. And the only part I messed up was in the back. I did apparently I rounded one side and squared up another.
Ooh.
And so when they blended in the middle, they didn't blend.
Oof. Yeah.
But it was mostly fun. I just wore a hat for like 3 days. That's kind of the secret for men's haircuts that I don't know if like the feminine haircuts know about. After 3 days at the barbershop, your hair is fixed. Your hair is fine. Like, it's all basically right back where it started. Because like, when your hair is short, I don't know. Any experience there of like a haircut that you're just kind of stuck with for a while?
Oh.
No?
I've been trying to grow my hair out, so I did the whole COVID haircut thing where I just like trimmed a couple inches from my dead ends.
Uh-huh.
So.
Oh, was that the COVID haircut?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And of course, hair dyeing is.
Oh, yeah. Hair dye.
Yeah, I gotta redo this.
I've been thinking about
bad.
it. My hair is incredibly dark, and so that would take like some excessive bleaching. But I've got cool roommates, so they might be able to help me out. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe Rebecca can help me out.
Lee does my hair, so.
Lee does?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
That's nice. Probably to have like supportive people that live with you that can help you
Yes.
versus like the 4 a.m. YouTube video in the tub.
Yeah.
I was so close once.
Really?
I was so close, and I looked at my tub and I was like, my tub's nasty. And then I like looked in the mirror and I was like, I'm nasty.
Oh no.
And I was just like, I gotta put all this away.
Shay, have you ever
I
dyed
gotta
your
go
hair?
to sleep.
No.
No?
I've
What?
only put highlights in it.
Okay.
How does that work?
I go to the hairdresser and he puts highlights in it.
Oh, like a professional.
Yes. I don't trust myself.
Yeah.
So we've got the Mannix and the Orderly.
Yeah, I get so bored. And I'm like, I
Yeah?
want to grow it out, so I gotta dye it.
Like, get a hobby.
Nah. See, I start a hobby, then I stop, and I start a different hobby, and then I stop.
Okay, I have actually, and this goes out for every single student, because we're gonna get back to the student talks in just a second. The first week of classes, how that went. But if you have a hobby that you like don't know how to keep, easy. That it looks so esteemed.
Stop.
Buy a collection of short stories. And then just take the weekend to pick through and find your favorite one. And then people can ask you when they see your books. They're like, hey, which of these do you like? And you're like, oh, I really just like this one and this one. And they're like, oh. Like, imagine you go over to your buddy's place. They got this little, like, leather bound or this, like, paperback stacked to the high. Got a bunch of bookmarks in it. And it's like, whoa, you read? And you're like, yeah, I really only enjoy the stories on page 47 and 58. And they don't have to know that's the only ones you've read. That's the only ones you read, or that it's all printed fanfic. Like, they don't need to know that. They just need to see a book with a bookmark, because you've immediately just like one-up them. Your roommates will think you're
it.
Yeah, and if you're over 21, there's also a level of like, get myself a drink, get myself a book, light a candle. I'm an adult for like the next hour. Till I get tired, of course, and just go do something else, gets me in trouble.
Attention spans.
So, speaking of attention spans, first week of class.
Yeah.
How is everyone? I know you said you've got that online course. It's not really holding your attention. Do you have all online, Shay?
I have 2 onlines.
2 online courses, and then two offline? Or
3.
3? You're taking 5 classes? Glad I'm not you, Chief.
Yeah.
I've done it before. Not my thing.
I think we've all done it. We've all slightly regretted it.
They push it so hard on you, don't they?
They do.
When you're registering, they're like, we want you to take... I have a roommate who's taking 19 hours right now. I got another buddy taking 17 hours.
I regret going through undergrad so quickly. Telling all the other people who are in undergrad right now, slow down.
I mean, after Labor Day, I'm going to add a class, so that'll be 18 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why?
I'll be tired.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
You work here and you're going to be doing all those classes?
Yeah.
Are you in any clubs or anything?
Do you sleep?
I do sleep, yeah.
Like at all, though?
Yeah.
No, really.
I do.
You can tell us if blink twice if you
need
need help.
Yes, I was in a club last year for honors. I don't know if they're having it yet. So, yeah.
That's right. You've got like the honors student sort of level of things. So is that class you're adding related to honors, or
No, it's from my hometown online.
Oh.
So I add another online class.
Got it. No, you're definitely here to like get your degree.
Yes.
That's cool. I'm here to like prove a point to myself.
That you can do it?
That's a whole.
You can.
I've got so many problems, man. You heard me over the last weekend. I had like a freak out.
Oh.
I had to call my mom.
Yeah.
It was wild. I straight up was just like I was just sitting at work, and then I like stopped. I looked around, and I was like, "Whoa, no, uh-oh."
You're like a human being.
But yeah, I was
with
like,
feelings.
I was like, I have 10 fingers, and I have feelings. Who allowed both of these at the same time?
That's definitely part of the college experience, is realizing that you're actually a person,
Oh,
finally.
my goodness.
And you gotta figure out what to do with yourself.
I bought a cherry candle the other day from the dollar store.
Cherry candle?
Yeah, 'cause cherries are great.
Yeah. I don't know.
What?
I always associate cherry with flavor, so candle, I'm like, eat candle. I'm like, no.
No, because nothing ever tastes like a true Yellowstone River cherry on a Saturday afternoon that your grandmother just washed in the sink. Me and cherries go way back.
Okay.
We go way back, all the way up north. A black cherry from up north, a whole nother thing. And catfish. But that's for a whole nother bit. So, this doesn't really affect y'all, and I was kind of saving it for when Taylor walked in, but
Maybe she has one of those TA things.
probably just has one of those TA things. So, I want to talk about it, because it's the next up on the list, but
Okay.
that's fine. We can scoot forward past it.
Scoot.
Just the fact that if you have any of us as your TA for your high flex classes, like we were sort of talking about without all that, we're done this week. We were completely voluntary, and a little bit of drama we found out is that not everyone is is helping with that.
What?
We were more volunteered.
Voluntold?
Not voluntold. It was definitely we were given at any point a way to be like, hey, we actually can't do this. However, it was kind of interesting to notice that, like, basically what ended up happening, there are certain professors on campus who have some form of affliction or other. An affliction. Get a plague doctor mask for that. They are at risk. They are at higher risk than normal for COVID and like death from such diseases. And so with that, to keep things uncomplicated, they got a couple extra TAs to be just sort of temporary for these classes. I've already had I've already been replaced on one of them. I had assumed that everyone was kind of already getting replaced, but because that microphone's open, that means that Rissa, who I really wanted to talk about what happened to her 2 days ago, she got locked into a room.
What?
Yeah, it was a pretty wild. But that's not going to happen anymore. We're done being your teaching assistants. I had a student email me at like 6 o'clock last night. I had just gotten out of class, and I was like, hey, I also can't get the thing to work. Please just bring it up the next, like, first part of class for him to link it or properly fix it. Also, I'm being replaced. Don't ever talk to me again.
Well, it's hard because then students, like, feel as if they rely on you when you're not. That's not your job.
Leaving. I know. I'm to be completely honest, I'm just there to facilitate when somebody gets sick. I have to tell everyone that they're all going to jail. Like, that's really
So they're not going to jail, but you are, like, I suppose they're making you be exposed to people in the classroom.
There is that. It was an interesting sort of conversation I had with Lance the other day where we all had the thought of, like, hold up, these professors aren't going, but they are asking students to go and get exposed, which kind of, like, complicates the whole keeping it, like, separate and isolated thing.
Well, as long as it's not the professors.
I would bare knuckle box any professor on campus who ever said those words in front of me. They would then take us both to court. I would plead my entire case. They would suspend me, and then I'd be free range to bare knuckle box anyone else. If you keep me in class, I'm in check, and I can't be hurting people.
Nothing, like, against professors, because
That's
they're
a joke.
people
I
too.
will not assault you.
But it does feel like that sometimes when it comes to this.
Huh?
When it comes to like COVID and stuff.
The policies or
Yeah.
whatnot, like, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
profs are important.
No.
Yeah.
Dime a dozen.
You know, it's not easy to get a doctorate.
It's not easy, but you know who makes it not easy? Other professors. I wish Jake was in here. He'd be on it with
Oh
me.
my god.
Fun thing about that, actually, we could go and grab Jake because this, as of this semester, we have 4 whole months. Count them, ladies and gentlemen. 0, 1, 2, 3. That can't. That's a coding joke. Never mind.
Okay.
You,
Shay's like, I don't know either.
my marbles are melting over here, people. We have the pick of the bunch. If you want to see specific people up on the show, on the live stream, or listened in on the podcast, just kind of ask for them. We'll be throwing up some polls. Shay, I know we're
Ooh,
talking about doing
cool.
lives, more lives, and more Instagram content in the coming weeks. We've all just been kind of slagged this week with DJ training.
Mhm.
However, once that's all figured out and down, and I've taught you how to teach them to be a
Yes.
DJ, that way it's not the other way around, I can just steal people in. And just bring people in throughout the show.
Mhm.
I know that's not like the most socially distanced. However, we're already all in the office already. So there is kind of a level of just like...
It is a small team here in the office.
That's true. There's 6 of us. Jake, you, me, Shay, Rissa Taylor, and the new person. Carly. I always... I put faces and like...
Yeah, we have
physical
not met Carly
outlines
yet.
to names. Haven't seen Carly whatsoever. So
I think it's next week.
that's 10 total people that we can pick from to come in. And we don't know Carly's schedule yet, so there's a chance that just doesn't work out. However, we have 9 or 8 possible guests every single week who can come on the show.
Yeah.
And I was at that event, which we can talk about real quick, the Student Involvement Fair. At the Student Involvement Fair, I was able to talk to an old freshman friend. Huh?
You said student involvement affair?
Student involvement. I had an affair at the fair. And I met an old friend, who's now a senior resident leader. Like, he finally made his way up there. So we might be able to get this broadcast up on the TVs out there.
That would be awesome.
It's something that I've been talking to Lance about for quite a while. And so, Michael, I'm coming for you.
We should bring back the spinning wheel.
To the show? Well, now that we can bring people in, I kind of want to talk about, like, scheduling people for...
Games.
First half of the show, back half of the show, games, stuff like that.
Yes.
Just kind of become a tiny Jimmy Kimmel.
Listeners, if you have any suggestions for games you want to segments,
hit us up on Instagram or Twitter.
us.
Links in
Tweet.
of the descriptions to all of our things.
Yes.
Tweet at us.
Tweet at 100 point, or actually at the planet 107. There's no point in Twitter.
No. So, we're deleting our Twitter now. There is no point to Twitter. Thanks, Cole.
I didn't mean to make that
you
joke.
absolute boomer.
But it was great.
So, the involvement fair. Rissa, this was also one that was sort of segment that was designed to talk about with Rissa. So that really doesn't get it.
We have Shay now.
We have Shay now.
I stopped by yesterday.
You did stop by yesterday. How did we look?
You looked good.
We did? We didn't
Yes.
look incredibly sweaty and uncomfortable?
No, but I got there at the very beginning, so...
I can let you in on a little secret. Any chance that we caught when someone wasn't there, we would both just look at each other and go, "It's so hot."
Well, at least they had little tents.
We did have tents. We are one of the lucky ones. It was almost like Providence. We showed up, and there was one we brought our own like tablecloth because we do that for every one of our events. We have our The Planet logo on the front of everything for KXTR, and they had no tablecloth on, just one with a tent.
Nice.
And so we commandeered like pirates. We set up, Alien was there, everyone was scanning our QR code or going to our website, bunch of people heard about the podcast. You people all out there, if you're a new listener, let us know in the chat or like the video or something like that. Comment down below, it's a YouTube video. This is like, it's hard to like suggest people from different groups because this broadcast here and the recording afterwards gets thrown out on so many channels.
Right.
You can comment on our Spreaker account if you figure that one out. You filthy animals. Yeah, the involvement affair went pretty well. The involvement fair.
Yes.
The involvement fair for students went pretty well. We got a lot of promo items handed out.
Mm-hmm.
And then also sort of realized that with the masks, people are like the socially awkward ones. I don't know, are y'all like big extroverts, introverts? I know, Cole, you've been working on your confidence a little more.
Yeah, honestly, I took that Myers-Briggs thing.
Oh, yeah?
And it put me at the middle. Not even a little more extrovert, actually.
Ah.
But right at the middle.
I'd like to say since coming in and like starting working with you, you've definitely opened up a lot more. You're definitely willing to like jump through somebody's car window if you need now.
Hey, you want to be a DJ?
Beforehand, you never would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shay, you think introvert, extrovert?
I think I'm kind of like a middle person.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily how
I mean-
talkative you are. It's just whether you like being around people.
Oh, I like being
Or-
around people.
This
Or
is how
drained by people.
This is how I like to judge it. If I make eye contact with you at an involvement fair and you then panic and try and figure out an excuse to like get away from the table as soon as possible, introvert.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of people who made that mistake. No one can read lips anymore, right? Because we all
Right.
had masks, and we were one of the few tables who wore gloves like we're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw Avery as well over at their table.
Yes.
For the church.
Episcopal campus ministry. Yes.
Yeah, they were handing something out. Too far away to tell, but
Probably some gay stuff.
well, that's rude of you to say.
Like rainbow stickers.
I know.
Okay.
No, very, very accepting that whole group is, ain't
Yes. Yes.
they? There were some people who just didn't know what I said, and so they would look up at me, and you'd hear me yell. I'd just be like, free stuff from the radio station. And they'd lean in like, what was that? And I go, free stuff from the radio station. They're like, oh no. You saw it in their eyes too. They get the kind of no. Please.
No. Deer in headlights.
Yeah, basically they just kind of like the shoulders stiffen up and they're just like, thank you, and bounce. It happened like 4 times.
You gotta scan the code before you can get anything.
You get
bro.
it. The way we did it without the wheel was everyone gets a tattoo. If
Okay.
you scan the code if you want something else.
Okay, I like that.
That way we had something to entice them with.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like
Alright.
fishing. You ever fish, Shay?
Once.
Once?
Once.
Do you ever catch a fish?
I did.
There you go.
I don't know what kind.
Did
It was
you
a
touch
small
it?
one.
A small
Yeah,
fish.
I was little, so I was like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like touching fish.
Just poking
Just
them?
poke.
yeah. We cooked it for our cats.
You
What?
cooked it for your cats?
We went home.
Pretty sure they can eat raw.
Well, we wanted to be fancy.
Okay.
We
yeah,
grilled
fair
it
enough.
for them.
Fair
Put some dirt on there.
Oh, God.
Served
What?
it to them.
I'm so confused. I don't know anything about the digestion of a cat.
Yeah.
I don't either, but they ate it.
I
Did
mean,
they live afterwards?
a child.
Okay,
They're good.
I was about to say, like, a child will eat poison if you let them, if you let them loose. So, like, anyone can eat anything, Shay.
Well, the cat lived a long time, so
Okay.
Well, that's good.
Good. Good.
Cooked fish. Keep your cats alive a long time.
Long time.
But the involvement fair, definitely a lot of people here who, even though the masks are on, still need the sunglasses or something. We use our eyes for so much.
Of
Hey, I wore
course.
sunglasses
communication.
yesterday when
You
I went
did.
up there. It
I
was
don't-
bright outside.
I don't know if Rissa noticed you at first, and she'll have to come
it's so
on next
hard
week.
to recognize.
She'll have to come on next week. See, that's what y'all say.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I saw Shay eating outside of D Hall the other day,
Was
but
she
I
wearing-
couldn't
Was she
tell.
wearing the Black Thunderbird shirt?
I haven't
I
ate
don't
outside
remember.
there.
You haven't?
I
Yeah,
mean,
Looks
I
like you
but-
didn't.
got something to go yesterday
Boom.
from the
Maybe.
D
I
Hall.
don't know. But I thought it was you, but I was like, I can't tell because this person is eating and not wearing a mask,
Mhm.
and I've never seen the bottom half of your face.
I mean, I got pictures if you want to see.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I saw Belle too. And I just was like, the hair matches, and that's kind of like specific hair.
Uh-huh.
But I'm like, I've never seen this much of you, so I cannot tell if it's Belle or not.
Here's a trick for you. Close one eye, put your thumb up over their mouth.
What? That doesn't help at all.
No, it covers up all of that stuff. And then you can be like,
okay, but your thumb is really big.
Put your thumb closer to your face then. You live in a 3-dimensional world, Cole.
Do we?
Don't.
I'm sorry, man. What were we supposed to be talking about?
The involvement fair.
It went awesome. If anyone wants to come up and see us, socially distance and wear another face mask. Another one is happening on Thursday, the September 3rd.
Everyone's actually, I wanted to comment on that. Everyone is doing a really good job of wearing their face masks outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
You only see a couple, and they all walk around with this like look of like, I don't.
Yeah, they should be uncomfortable.
Like this.
Oh god, the chinsers and the nosers.
Oh no, they have their mask totally off. They're holding it with their phone. They're looking down at everybody.
I'm like, there's a lot of people, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yes, it's freaking hot. But there's a lot of people, man.
I love wearing masks, actually.
I get to make whatever facial expression I want to without people knowing.
I know. I can stick my... it's the same... I love wearing masks for the same reason that my grandmother, rest her soul, would wear mittens. This is up in Montana and North Dakota. She'd wear mittens to church. Because... excuse my rudeness, but when you're going to park for the good service on Sunday morning, and everyone else has gotten there early just to sit in their car for the heat early, but not actually go in, or when they drive past a frozen puddle that's recently been undone by the tailpipes of cars prior, and so they splash your little babies, because it's mom taking everyone to church, right? She can just give them one of these. Give them one of those. Right up there. It's a mitten, so they don't know. Nobody knows what's going on. Everybody knows, but nobody knows. You know what I mean?
No one can prove it.
Exactly. So now I can whisper horrible curses at people, and nobody will know. And if they hear me, then I get to yell the curses at them. Because they're too close. Social distance.
I love those shirts that are like, stay away from me or too close. I think I saw one with Baby Yoda on it the other day. Like, that's great.
Fun. That is cool. No, it seems like most students are taking it pretty seriously. However, once it gets to like recreational things, and this is why I worry about some of the events that we're going to try and put on later in the semester, we're going to be talking about. I think I found that page by the like guerrilla marketing stuff. I just worry because some people, when they are like out of the general group, masks are off.
Yeah.
But it is the minority, it does seem, which is good.
Yeah, that is good.
No.
For sure.
Definitely a lot of people taking it serious.
Good.
And it's only going to get colder, which means masks are so much better.
Face warmers.
Masks are so good for me. Remember when I had to wear the scarf?
Oh, yeah.
I have a broken front tooth. The story about that is one Halloween I jumped over a fence and I broke my tooth. So... when it gets to winter, I can't have like ice in my drinks because my left front tooth, you'll never see it, but my left front tooth is made out of orthodontic surgeon glue because I can't get it replaced because I'm poor. And it's incredibly sensitive to things, like everything. Meaning that when it gets cold, I taste it. I breathe it.
Oh,
and
nice.
it's awful. Can't have ice in my drinks either. Please don't do it just to make fun of me. I'll hit you.
So just keep your alcohol in the freezer. That way you don't have to add ice to it.
Yeah.
Keeps it cold. But don't put rum in there. Rum actually freezes.
It does?
In little shards. Yeah.
My rum is ruined.
You might want to check on it.
Yeah, I'll just check on it.
Maybe it's just a specific brand.
I'll just drink it faster than it freezes. Easy.
Works.
Nice. But aside from that,
Sorry.
So when it got cold out last year, I bought this big wool scarf to cover my face with. And then I had someone yell at me in traffic for wearing it, remember?
I don't remember.
They called me
memory.
the F word by McDonald's.
What?
Oh, I'll tell you afterwards. 'Cause
Okay.
it's not for this show. But basically,
Is it for mine?
Probably actually. Yeah, I had to wear this big old scarf just so I could breathe because the cold air was awful. But now, don't have to worry about it. I legitimately, like both of y'all guys, want to start making and like 3D printing some cool like alien looking masks.
Yeah.
That are like hinged with cloth in them and everything. Is that too much?
I think it's cool.
Like the alien from Predator who like opens up.
Love it.
Yeah.
So the mask when it's closed, it's all like, and then when I go to eat, I'm like.
Yeah, and then you can just scare people too. Be like,
Stay
away.
Yeah, I can. anyone who doesn't
Love
have
it.
a mask, I'm like, give me a kiss.
Love
Some,
it.
like bug mandibles.
Yep.
That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have any fun ideas for like? Are y'all enjoying the masks?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah?
I'll wear it because I have to. I mean,
But when it's over, you're not gonna be big into mask fashion.
probably not.
That's a shame.
I don't know if I'll wear it all the time, but if
Mhm.
I know other people or like have the flu or like have a cold or something around, then I'll probably wear it. So I don't know. But I do enjoy it just because I feel like now there is a level of fear in me of germs, even though germs didn't really bother me
Mhm.
before.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we're going to be a whole generation of like, you're standing too close, wipe that down,
Right?
children.
Yeah. We just we'll be able to very easily assume who you are and are not with,
Mhm.
like as a household or as a car ride, because of who you like are willing to group with.
Yep.
So like, I just thought about this. It's like once we're done, because you ever watched? I think we were talking about it a couple weeks ago. You ever watched like the front animation of the Tarleton page, and ever like freak out about it? So like
Lots of
Yeah.
people.
they're
and-
they're
Without
so
masks.
close. Yeah, no mask. You got some gloves. That's all right. This man just unabashedly touching water. All these people around
the
here,
bonfire.
like no mask. You're breathing in the same air. You sickos. Do you think that like afterwards this is gonna kind of be a scarring thing, Shay?
It could be for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You think you're gonna be pretty all right though? Like you'll go back to like being around all like people in general.
Yeah, I think so, but
Hmm.
we'll see when it
Oh, yeah.
ends.
Apparently, from what I was hearing a couple of weeks ago, is like there's some good news. Some tests have been moving forwards pretty quickly on a couple of different options. Unfortunately, we all did get that email yesterday,
Mhm.
and I haven't read it in entirety. I had it explained to me. Did anyone else here read it? Just want to double check me right fast. The point of it being, it was because of that party that happened the last weekend. If you or anyone else in your like
yes.
immediate housing area it shows symptoms or is tested positive, which one was it?
I thought it was tested positive.
Okay, so if you test positive,
You have to quarantine at your
Permanent
residence.
Mhm.
now that means if you live in an apartment or the apartment style homes like
Mhm.
on campus, you are fine because they just like deadbolt your front door and like throw food through your window. But if you
They
live in
do
the,
like, I'm not even kidding. They do set your food right outside the door and bolt. I know this not
Yeah.
because of me, but because of other people in our apartment complex.
yeah, we've seen a couple of them. It's the HR people, right? Who
Housing.
it's
Housing. Yeah, they drop
Another-
off food and they bolt.
different H. Yeah, no, food is dropped off. Like they make certain that you're staying quarantined and within your area. But you have to go to your permanent residence. So people like Shay, who lives in Honors, if your roommate gets sick, you're really SOL, huh?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'll be going back 4 hours away.
And then all of your classes switch to online. Is there any protocol that we know past that? I didn't see a follow-up email.
I don't think so. They sent one out yesterday saying there was 23 new cases.
Yeah,
Like associated with Tarleton, or
Yeah.
And there was one that was
Mhm.
like associated, and then like
It says like direct and
Yeah,
indirect. And I
yes.
think that
Yeah.
means like if they were here or if they weren't.
I think
like students, but not on campus or something like that.
there's also, I think that email looking at some of the sending lists goes to all Tarleton systems.
So it could be other.
So I don't know if
places.
that's like the Fort Worth and the Midlothian
Waco
campuses. What's the plural of campus?
campuses.
Camp.
I think.
It's like octopus.
Yep. No.
Campi.
Okay.
The other campuses are probably included in that list as well.
Mm.
But when we still were here and before everyone had moved in and before Shay joined us, we were getting similar emails like that was like these many new cases,
Mhm.
and every week it was just 4. And so to suddenly go from 4 when no
Like,
one was here to
22.
27 is what I was
27?
told.
Okay. I don't remember. It was 20 something.
A 20.
I'm sorry.
5 times the amount is really kind of the thing of everybody moved in, we got 5 times the amount, and then, looking at the course of the way the virus hits, we're only expecting this next week it to get even, like, all the real symptoms to start showing up as well. Because that was all really just, like, move-in weekend.
Yeah.
And now everyone who didn't get sick on move-in weekend and started roaming around is going to get sick.
Yeah.
However, I want to talk about a few pros that we've gotten from this coronavirus and how it's affected classes, now that we've touched on the sad stuff.
Okay.
And this could be our last bit. Parking.
Oh, mine's still horrible.
But you live here.
I do.
And so you were always going to have it horrible.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a purple parking permit, though?
No.
You can't talk right now, Shay. I'm sorry.
I've had a purple parking.
The honors got cut down for purple parking lots.
Yes, as it rightfully should.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will agree, having been on literally both sides.
Same. I've had a red parking.
Purple is... There were a lot less whenever I was purple. Because I went to red to purple, back to red now, and about to go to silver, but...
Silver?
I know.
Why is that for?
Venture.
Gray hairs. Keep going.
No. Going from red to purple, I realized purple has a lot less parking ability, especially after they switched the
Honeywell?
the parking lot, across from Honeywell. That used to be one section was red and one section was purple.
Now they've mixed both.
And then they mixed both because I assume people were cross parking by accident.
They were just cross parking on accident, so they
but
decided
now
to
it's
mix it.
full of red, and then
It is.
commuters can't park anywhere. So I completely understand the need for more purple parking.
It just became it just is an all red lot, which you can occasionally get there if you need to run to Lily's to grab something.
Yeah, and
that's really it.
And the issue is, like, again, I get it. I have to walk being red, but being a purple, you got to be able to park and go to your class and then leave. That's the point. So.
And the last little bit that gets me, they've added a bunch of parking, and after that construction that happened over the summer behind the tennis courts, that side of campus, I don't know, those are all red lots. Every single one of them. So yes, you did lose your parking right next to. However, you have a whole 2 whole new parking lots expressly for you. Unfortunately,
I mean, it's
they're all
parking.
full.
No parking on campus is good.
Yeah.
It's just not. But
well, I want to say, I have not had to fight for a spot yet whatsoever. I haven't been forced to park in the gravel. I just have out of coincidence. I haven't. The green lot is getting a little full, the one behind the church, but seems to always clear out about 2 hours after lunch. So I think, well, my chair just broke a little bit.
How could you?
Personally, I think that for, like, red lot stuff, that's a whole nother bag of beans because they've just sort of, they haven't removed it, they've moved it. They haven't removed it. They did English,
they removed it.
English is messing me up here. They
So
relocated your space from one area into a new area.
Yeah.
Specifically, I think it was for honors and traditions. Beyond that, though, purple
that doesn't mean it doesn't suck.
Purple's been
I'm
having
fine
a pretty
with my
good
spot
time.
now. It's front row, so
Nice.
So you need us to drive you to Walmart and stuff, so you don't lose your good spot.
exactly.
I feel like that sometimes.
I don't intend to move until next weekend, so
Get it.
Oh yeah. Something that I didn't think about. I had just thought about real quick. We can let this last topic sort of take it up. Shay, have you had any roommates and or friends on campus talk about going home for the weekend?
for Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I intend to. I mean, my roommate, my friend intends to. Yeah.
Do you think do you trust people coming back from Labor Day?
I trust them. I'm not going to say...
Like your immediate people, right?
Yeah, like I trust them.
Right.
And I know I will be safe because I'll be with my family, and we take it seriously,
Yeah.
but I can't speak for everyone on campus.
And your family's pretty small. You said north of Paris, Texas, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty, isolated. It's interesting. The small towns have been pretty isolated. I have family in Tarrant County. I'm not going home for Labor Day. Tarrant County is one of the top 3 worst. And thank heavens, my brother just moved out to Texarkana for college. That he started his first semester. Good job, Everett. You're already late to class. He hasn't. He's been so on top of things.
Awesome.
He's doing so much better than I am already. My mom works both of her jobs from home now, so she's like totally locked in and safe, and she has her masks, and she's doing good too. But I'm not going to go mess with that little ecosystem because it is hectic as all get out. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Labor Day weekend's coming up. I didn't know that it was going to be Labor Day weekend until a podcast ad that told me not to drink and drive for Labor Day came on my Spotify.
I always forget that Labor Day is literally right after school starts.
Not even that, but the fact that like, oh, Labor Day, like the end of the summer and like winter is starting and
I am so ready.
Oh my goodness.
Like I love summer, but for some reason I'm so ready for this winter.
Oh my.
Just for cold,
it's
not for the flu though.
No.
I would take a flu. I'd take the flu with the cold as well. I like it. It keeps people away keeps people away from
For all people who can get the flu shot
please
with
do.
medical conditions and everything taken in consideration, please get your flu shot.
Yeah.
Please.
I probably can't, unfortunately, just because circumstance. But I'm also cool with getting the flu.
Yeah, but what if you spread it to me, who spreads it to Lee?
I'm not going to, though. Because if I get the flu, that's a vacation from my job.
Yeah, that's true.
It's so weird. I stopped working every single day, and then this TA thing hit, and now I'm running like 4 different schedules at a time.
Yeah,
it's been very hectic this first like week. Luckily, I'm only taking the 2 classes right now, and one of them, all of my homework actually, fun fact, is all due Saturday.
Ooh.
Yeah, all my homework is due like Saturday night.
Awesome.
Yeah. Because of just because of the online asynchronous stuff, which has actually fixed so many problems I've been having to work. Like, honestly, like, last big pro that I've seen the coronavirus has hit, forcing us all to be online, is the ability for me to work while taking classes. Like, I have only received benefits from this entire thing, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Any of y'all, like, similar experiences on y'all's end? When it comes to availability of classes, the recordings of labs, anyone had to listen to a recording of a lecture yet?
I did.
Yeah? How did that go, actually? I'm really curious.
It was good. I mean, it was just his syllabus.
Okay.
So, but it wasn't bad.
So, when you got to, like, no one's telling the secret police here or anything, so, like, you're safe. Your secrets are safe with us, sister. Did you just want to sleep in and not go to syllabus week?
No, I went.
Okay.
I mean, this morning, I'm not going to lie, I kind of wanted to Zoom my meeting instead of go, but I had to go ask a question, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll go.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of interesting. If you don't want to go to class, you can just kind of Zoom your meeting. And then beyond that, if you, like, completely don't want to go to class, you can just take that asynchronous. I honestly do believe, because I'm a type of person who needs to, like, rewrite my notes sometimes to get it to stick. I think I'm going to listen to my lectures while doing laundry and, like, menial tasks. Like, my schooling is going to fit into my normal everyday life a lot easier. And I think that's one of the unintended benefits that we're going to experience from the way we're doing these classes right now. I don't know if I'm sort of on the individual in this aspect.
No, I think it'll be really good, especially for people who are working. And, I mean, so I live in Venture, which is the gender neutral and family housing.
Your life is an adventure.
And it's just in Venture, like, okay. And it's really helpful for, I mean, there's a single mom upstairs who is, like, has a kid and is just, she has to work all the time, works 3 jobs. It's so much easier for her to do school that way.
Right.
And her kid, she wanted her kid to do online, and now she's kind of having to struggle because the school he was going to decided to be like, no, you have to be this, this, and this, and this to be able to do that. And she's like, no, that's not going to work. Like, my kid needs to stay home. I don't want him to be exposed.
Right.
So she's having to find an online school for him, too. So it's just better, I think, for that.
Something I didn't even think about. You're taking a course for an online class that's in a totally different county and, like, side of the state. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Whenever that comes up, we'll have, like, more questions and insight. But do you think that's going to be a normal thing people are running as well?
I think so. I mean, I've taken classes there before, so
Yeah.
I know how things work.
Right.
and
You
I
know the
don't-
system.
Yeah, and I don't think it'll be a problem.
Okay. Interesting. Something I had totally like not thought about. I don't know. Online classes have always been sold to us on the like on the social level of like,
Mhm.
oh, you're taking online classes.
Yeah, it's
All
definitely
right.
it was at least looked down upon. I think in a
Not
way.
official is how it always felt.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in person, I mean, we've discussed it on previous episodes why in person is better for some people.
Works for me.
Mm-hmm.
It really does work for me because he uses the whiteboards. I don't think he's realized this yet. He uses the whiteboards. Zoom camera doesn't pick those up
Oh, man.
at all because the cameras are way in the back. Have
Yeah.
y'all like looked into the cameras and seen the little like laser pointers that they are?
Today,
Mm-mm.
somebody said, like, whatever she had written on the board, it was flipped around.
Yeah, they're backwards too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is rough.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, you could you use the smart board? Maybe?
The smart board, maybe.
Maybe you could Zoom, share screen, and write on the smart board.
Honestly, it would just be safer if everyone cracked open another web panel, and then we bought everyone a bunch of like Cintiq bamboos, the like the really cheap level stylus pens, and everyone drew on those.
Yeah.
Like Khan Academy, like what they do.
Oh, yeah.
You just get a smart,
Love this.
just a drawing tablet, and do that instead
Yeah.
for your notes. Because then also, your notes can be recorded as well,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just a fully online course.
Yeah. We have some stuff to learn, but it'll be good for some. It'll be really good for some
Students have started using the chat, and I think that's one of the cooler functions
Yes.
that we found out. Because honestly, it's from all the Twitch streams that we've been creating that we're just used to it now. I think.
Mhm.
I know you see me messing with my my cords the whole time. It's
Sorry,
like-
it's really.
is it super distracting?
Yes, but only because I have a bad attention span. So.
This is how I'm like staying involved in the conversation.
That's fair.
I'm doing like knots, old Boy Scout knots
Okay,
with one
I think we
hand.
have DJ training in just a little while.
We have DJ training in like 8 minutes, so we're going to have to cut this episode a little bit short. Also, for anyone who has been listening in recently, or has been watching the live streams recently, hello audience, you'll notice that this episode came out like half an hour early, and that is because of those DJs we're training. You can listen to them over on KXTR. Here, I'll do this. You can listen to them over on KXTR or KXTR.com, anywhere you can get yourself an internet on the new school Wi-Fi. If you ever wanted to catch this episode in entirety, or you showed up late, go ahead, head over to KXTR.com. You can find a link to all of our podcasts that we post there on every platform you can find it, or you can look up Cruisin the Planet on anywhere you get podcasts. I keep breathing in through
Yeah.
my mask, but that means it's working. That's
Yes.
good. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your episode of Cruisin the Planet. You can head on over to the links in the description for every one of our social media accounts and all the other things that we produce here. You can look at some of Shay's work. She's been making graphics on Canva. And she's been involved with their newest episode of Tea for Texas. You actually uploaded and did everything for
I
it.
did.
So go check out that on the Tarleton Radio Network. Until next week, I hope everybody has a safe time in and or outdoors in your classes.
Bye.
Bye.